our immune system, mental, physical, and spiritual immune system, is the most critical, because it's not that dis-ease does not exist. It's how well you fight the dis-ease mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Welcome to another edition of David Meltzer's Free Friday Trainings. Today, as David mentioned, we have something very, very special for you. It is the premiere of what is season 8 of David Meltzer's Office Hours Apple TV show. We are going to bring on some of our incredible partners and guests from season number 8 today to share a takeaway from the season, a quote that resonated with them, or just their overall experience of being on the show. So we have about 10 incredible guests that are going to be joining us today. Or if you need more information on where to tune in to Office Hours Season 8 or the guide or exercise from today's training, just reach out to David directly, david@dmeltzer.com. Now, with that said, David, before we bring on our first friend today, I would love to turn it over to you to kick us off with what was your takeaway, or what was your overall experience from what was Office Hours Season number 8.
You know, the takeaway for Office Hours Season 8 is a subtle takeaway that has been a challenge for me to articulate. And we talk about enjoying the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your potential. Ramon graciously acknowledged what it is like to do something for 28 years every single week. You know as well, even my little protege, one of my favorites out there, the most improved player I've ever coached, Craig Siegel, when I told him I would do the paradigm shift with him, but the one rule was he couldn't miss a week. And I look up every week and you're at 228 weeks in a row. That's no joke. And the consistency creates three things, and all three things are what I see in Office Hours. As it's on Apple TV and Roku, and it's on Reach TV, and it's on Sirius XM, and filmed there at our Sirius XM studios, which we have in Las Vegas, but now even have talking about expansion, LA, Dallas, Nashville, Miami, in New York. That relationship, everything has these three properties only because of the consistency, Nick. And the three properties in physics about consistent energy where we put our attention and give our intention creates acceleration. There's such accelerated growth in Office Hours as there's probably 20 Office Hours shows there is in the soul of business, to the human experience, to the multiple co-hosts that I have in the Sirius XM and Apple TV, Reach TV at the airport. And it's so much fun to walk by. If people walk by at the airport and like, dude, you're sitting at my gate. And I have no idea what they're talking about. But the acceleration has been amazing because of the consistency. Then you have the aggregation, the size, scope, and scale of all the guests, 4,300 and some guests on Office Hours. Each time we film the TV show, there's 72 guests, not in the aspect of spotlights and, of course, our acknowledgement of the unstoppable award winner, and then moving even further into the number of people that watch. So the aggregation, the attraction is there. And then finally, the greatest byproduct of consistency is exponentiality. You can't get the exponential, the doubling effect. You can't get there if you're not consistent. You'll keep zeroing it out. It'll go x to the 0, which is back to 1, back to your baseline. And so, although other people feel as if it's important to go off the grid and to recover and access their information for 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years, I'm not a party to that. For me, I vacation every day. I zero myself out every day. And I do it for about a third of my life. Over a third of my life is spent vacationing, Nick, because I utilize my sleep to recover and access information to utilize at that baseline to plateau and grow. And so beyond doing over 28 years of these trainings coming up in October, my takeaway is I have learned to enjoy what I don't love or like about what I love. I've learned to enjoy what I don't like or love about what I love. And I love this show, but I don't like or love everything about doing the show. But I've learned to love it. And when you can learn to love what you don't like to love about what you love, your activity you get paid for, your relatives, your spouse, your kids, you can't love everything about everything you love. And if you can learn to love what you don't like to love about what you love, it's going to have those great aggregation, acceleration, and compounding effect that we've had on office hours. That's been my takeaway, and you'll see it here as we're bringing on a lot of friends to see what they learned coming on office hours and what their quotes, takeaways, or ideas are, feedback to us. And why don't you, as the host, the MC with the most, the Nick of Wam, I do want to give a shout out beyond the scheduling that we have. If you haven't caught what some people have called, my wife in particular, the most boring podcast ever created. It's called The Well-Oiled Machine. It's all about how to use your calendar and how to use time. If you are not a geek freak about time or your calendar, if you're not into productivity, accessibility, and utilizing it in a gracious manner, then join my wife in shitting on us, me and Nick, for having the most boring podcast of all time. But if you are a time freak, if you have the language of love of time, if you love to use linear time in the human experience to access the infinite, and you're geeky and freaky like Nick and I, then come and join the Well-Oiled Machine podcast, my wife's least favorite podcast and my favorite, and become so talented. All right, Nick and Juan, let's show everybody what we do.
Absolutely. So we're going to bring up our first friend who has been a repeat offender in a very positive way in terms of joining us on office hours. He is the founder of a community and of a company called The Adaptable Entrepreneur. Many know him as Sean Dill, but I think truly he resonates with us as the one and only Shank Dilly, or even White Glasses, or even Golf Vest himself. Mr. Sean Dill, the Adaptable Entrepreneur. It's great to see that beautiful smile of yours, my friend. Come and light up our morning by sharing your takeaway from what is office hours season number 8.
Well, before you do, Sean, I gotta ask you from 1 to 10, how much does it mean to you? How much does it mean to you from 1 to 10 to be here today?
Listen, today I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm going to give it a full 10 out of 10. Congratulations on the debut of the brand new series, the new launch of this season of the series. Man, 10 out of 10. What's up, everybody on social media? What's up, Clubhouse? What's up, entire world? I am excited. I had a rebirth this morning. You know, we get to die every single night. And we are reborn in the morning. Woke up today super pumped to kick off the day with David Meltzer. So what's up, everybody?
Hey, brother. I love it, man. We had such a good time in Dallas a few hours ago. And now looks like you're in your penthouse in Florida there on your golf course. And I'm in California. So we have miles and miles apart from us. You've been on many, this is now season 8. You've been on many of the seasons pretty much since we've known each other, and you become truly one of my best friends in the world. And we've done so many shows, interviews. We've traveled the world together and continue to push each other through mostly sarcasm and wit, but sometimes inspiration as well, and education and wisdom. Was there a nugget or a takeaway, a quote, or some wisdom that you remember from the show or about the show that you can share with us to inspire, or at least maybe create some momentum through sarcasm, since you are Dr. Sean Dill, the amazing doctor of sarcastic humanity?
I think that's you. I don't know how I'm not Mr. Sarcasm.
See, there he goes again. He doesn't even know it.
I don't know.
He doesn't even know he's sarcastic.
I love it because I
hope you're
I
being
honestly don't.
sarcastic,
I don't even know what's
if you're
going
truthful,
on.
then you're hurting my feelings all the time. No.
You just got to tell the truth, my friend. I also noticed, I was wondering as Nick was kicking this off, he was talking about celebrities, athletes, hosts, spotlights, and I was like, I wonder which one I am. And then I found out just now that I've got dropped down to one of my best friends. I'll be interested. The rankings must be coming out tonight to see what place I'm holding on the best friend list. But in all seriousness, listen, as I was thinking about this, what I wanted to share was not any one specific quote, any one specific episode, any one specific guest, but I want to talk about the whole of your project, Office Hours, but not just Office Hours. It's all of the projects that you're involved with and the ones that I am invited to be a part of. What I was thinking this morning is that I wanted to look at this actually selfishly, but also as an invite to other people, one, to tune in, but also listen, there's so many opportunities to connect with Nick and David at dmeltzer.com. If you'd like to be a part of the filming as the next season will be rolling out here very soon, because for me, it's therapy. And I just love the community. So it's not one particular guest. It's not one particular co-host. It's everything from Nick, Mike, Colleen, the team, the entire team at David Meltzer Enterprises. It's David. It's all of the co-hosts. It's being in the green room. It's Ike Shahada bringing in the sandwiches. It's every single part of the community that literally for me serves as therapy that helps to keep me going. I'm always looking forward. We're going to see each other here in a couple of weeks for Go Fund Yourself. And yes, going on the show is great. Seeing Rory, Jason, David is great. All of that's fantastic. But more than anything, selfishly, I just love what it does for me as a person. And so I wanted to invite people, one, plug in and watch the show. And maybe you're watching the show with a new lens. Maybe if you see an episode that I'm on, you're like, I wonder what Sean was getting from this as therapy for himself. One of the things that I've come to realize too, being a part of your community, is that all of us, and being your friend, is that all of us, you, I, every single one of us, we're going through things, everyone. So don't watch David and be like, well, I wish I could just have a perfect life like him. Definitely do not watch me and say, I wish I could have a perfect life like him. But you need to find communities that you can connect with, that will provide you that therapeutic relief, help you to recenter. Yes, we recenter every day. We sleep, we take vacation every day. But being amongst people that revitalize you, that recharge you, that bring you energy, whether it's through Clubhouse on your phone, through social media on your computer, or watching Office Hours on Apple TV, being a part of the David Meltzer community, that for me is my biggest takeaway.
I love it, man. Your neighborhood is your frequency, and you're one of my next door neighbors when it comes to frequency. I learned so much from you, and we were blessed to be at Aspire. And with the panel, one of the best questions we've ever heard, Nick, me, and you, was, hey, nobody ever asked you guys, how are you doing? And I remember I thought you were being sarcastic, but I guess you were being truthful. You're like, here comes 6 lies. Yeah. And I know you were. But it's true, which is aligned with my takeaway of, in this perception of happiness, if you enjoy what you don't like or don't love about what you love, then it's okay that everything's fucked up in your life, because you have learned to love all the things that are messed up in your life at the time. And if anybody tells you that there's no struggle, it's not true. It's just the way in what we give meaning to that struggle. And everybody has the power to do just that. And that's why I love being around you, because you help me give a different meaning to the struggle. You cause half of it, but you give better meaning to it. And I love being, yes, one of in the top 3 best friends I have in the world. And I will tell you, you are number 1 in the realm of smile. If you put in the notes, if you have seen a better smile than Sean Dills, and you put it in the notes, I want to know who it is, because besides Dudley Do Right, maybe Nick. Wait, let's see, Nick. Hold on, Nick, compete here. Let me. Oh, that's not bad. That's like number 2 or 3. But look at Sean's. I'm sorry, Nick. He has you. All right. Anyways, I want to thank you, Sean. You'll be on season 9, 10, 11, and 12. You're on Go Fund Yourself. You're on 2 Minute Drill. You're always a co-host of mine on the digital shows as well. And thank you for being one of my best friends and giving us. Go see Sean at Adapta Entrepreneur. It's Adaptapreneur. It's right there on the screen. Adaptapreneur. You've got to join. He's a sub neighborhood of our neighborhood. We have many sub neighborhoods. Your neighborhood is your frequency. That's the takeaway from my dear friend, Dr. Sean Dill, one of the greatest speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs that I know. Peace, my brother.
Have a great day, everybody.
Love you. All right, Nick, who's up next?
Absolutely. We're going to keep this train rocking and rolling. And I think one of the common threads that we saw on season 8 of Office Hours was talking about our health, whether it be physically, whether it be our mindset, whether we can go down all the different practices that so many people were able to share. And it's such an honor to help introduce our next guest, who is the founder of Optimal Health Systems. And I know he is one of the biggest reasons as to why you, David, are able to make sure that you are always connected to not only your best source of energy, but of course, feeling the best alongside the 200 cities that we travel to every single year. Of course, I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Doug Grant, who is the first nutritionist hired by an NBA team and now takes what is his incredible value all across the world, making it a much, much healthier place. Please welcome up the man himself, Mr. Doug Grant. It's great to see you, brother. How are you?
Hey, great to see you guys.
What's up, my man? Well, it's so interesting that you're following Sean, the adaptopreneur, because two things. One, I met you because of Dr. Sean Dill, and we hit it out off immediately in a Q&A session. And two, Sean has a philosophy that I know you and I share, and it's our immune system, mental, physical, and spiritual immune system is the most critical because it's not that dis-ease does not exist. It's how well you fight the dis-ease mentally, physically, and spiritually. And when we met, you said, David, you are lying to yourself about your physical dis-ease because you have so much energy. But I know that I can clear more of the dis-ease so you can even have more energy. Even though you have more energy than most people I know, imagine what it would be like to even have more energy. And you proved it to me on a screen in a hotel room when you took my actual blood and showed me my cells. And you said, David, these cells are your selves. And look what they're doing here. What if I was capable of assisting you in changing yourself so that you could do more for other people? And publicly, I just want to thank you, Doug, because we've been working together for years. You work with many of the billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, entertainers, and doctors now as well. You help other doctors. But for me, I can see myself in my blood work is a whole different dynamic. In fact, you even called me a hybrid, a half alien, half human, where my blood has gotten that I'm almost to the level of a cockroach. There's a ton of disease, but it's not messing with me. Thank you so much for being on Office Hours so many times. For you, you've been on, your wife, who's more amazing than you, has even been on the show. So big shout out. But for you, what was your takeaway, feedback, quote? What did you get out of being on Office Hours season 8?
It was phenomenal. And thanks for having me. And thanks for having me on that on season 8 of Office Hours. I think that it's a special season that you had just with the guests that you chose and how you went about it. And I think for me, my takeaway, because I sat there and was able to listen to a lot of the other speakers, and just for me, the theme was about resiliency, about kind of going back to what you just said, even about the doctor that was on, even Dr. Dale before me, is I really think that the key is to build up your resiliency in life. So it isn't that when it comes to health that the bacteria, you go in a room and someone sneezes on everyone, why do only a few people get sick, right? Well, some are more resilient, and I think the same holds true in marriages. I think the same holds true in business, and that was a really great theme I felt from Office Hours, is all of the resiliency, the stories that I heard of people that overcame things and were more resilient. And so later on in life, the things that they thought were maybe hardships at first, or, why me, actually became the things that helped them to become stronger so that they didn't succumb to the different things that happen, whether it be political or just competition or, relationships. And that was really, I think, my takeaway is just all of the phenomenal, resilient people that you had on there, the stories, so that no matter who you are, you're able to take something away and really connect with at least one of the great people that spoke that you interviewed, or was on the panels and that. So that was a little bit of my takeaway. It might be a little different, but it was just real powerful.
I love it. And obviously, you've been talking and work with my wife, Julie, when you're talking about resiliency in marriage. So I certainly appreciate that. I thought we'd do something a little bit different. Also, because I'm a time freak, as you know, Doug, maybe we can show people what we do every week. When you're working with someone, what are the things we look at? So you and I have a call every single week. Uh, we check in to see how we're doing to make sure that our behaviors are aligned with where we want to be or better, so that when we get our blood work every 90 days, now that we are already sure of what we're going to see, because every week we're checking in to make sure my behaviors are aligned with the perfect blood work that makes me a cockroach. But let's go ahead and show everybody what we do. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a chart of Dave and a lot of the great entrepreneurs around the world that we meet every week, like you said. And the key is to be holistic. When we're talking about the theme of office hours and all of the people that are there, they all have different strengths. And the key is to have strengths in more than one area. The areas that you're weak, you build up. The areas that you're strong, right? You keep there. And so the acronym we use that we go through every week is fitness. And fitness is the acronym you use to make sure you're holistically strong with your health. And the FIT of fitness stands for focused intense thought. And this one, a lot of people struggle in, except for Dave. He's one actually people come to get strength with this. I send them to his information, his books, everything to get this. But focus intense thought, we rate it from 1 to 9. So Dave, this last week, how did you do from 1 to 9 as far as your clarity, thinking, being able to not be have that fog that a lot of people have, be able to be present in the moment. 1 through 9, focused, intense thought.
And to this measure, the things I am strong at, I break it down to a point something. So for me, I was at 8.6, which was a little bit higher than my average of 8.5. And so to be able to pay attention and give intention to the coincidences I want, regardless of the circumstances outside of me. So 8.6, Doug.
All right. And then the next letter is N, focused, intense thought, FIT. Then the N is nutrition. And in the nutrition area, how did we do based on the plan that we have laid out 1 through 9 for you?
Yeah, and so for here, I don't have to use the point system because it's not a strength for me. Your nutrition, I'm still working energetically on my overeating, on my travel choices and convenience, because it takes a lot of preparation to make sure you're at the level that I'm at when it comes to the FIT part, focus, intense thought, etc. So for nutrition, because of all the travel, etc., I was just a straight 8.
Okay, awesome. And so, normally, just for everyone watching, we would focus in on that and say, okay, this week we're traveling, let's make more conscious decisions at the airports, those types of things. And Dave knows where we're at with that. So we're going to focus on that this week. And then the E of fitness is exercise and the commitment to daily exercise for the week. How did we do?
Yeah. And so for me, the exercise is one, consistency, which was a 9, but the intensity of it and the quality of the workout. So once again, I'm really obsessive compulsive about my health in the realm of movement, stretching, cardio, flexibility, all in balance, by the way. And so I was really, really good. I was at 8.7.
Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. And then the last two letters, S and S, stand for specific supplementation. We're really big on not just taking vitamins and things. We're really big on not guessing. We're big on testing. So we actually test, we don't guess. And so Dave does this blood work, live blood work. He does the lab blood work. We do a bunch of different tests to be able to determine his exact needs, nutrient wise, to help with hormone balance and overall health and vitality, and then we monitor that. And so we have very specific routine of supplements with his names on them and everything. This week, how did you do with your supplement intake?
These are the easiest for me because they're already prepared in my own personalized packets. I do and am very consistent in my behaviors, especially when it comes to the supplements. So once again, perfect score. Did not miss. I want to point out it's all natural. It's organic supplements. So there's no HGH. No, I know everybody sees me on stage and like, dude, you have to be on steroids. No, believe it or not, This beautiful body of mine is all natural. I'm thinking about going on stage in a G-string to show everyone how beautiful I look, but we'd have to give out so many barf bags. It would be very expensive. I'd rather give my book. I'd rather give my book out. Anyway, Doug the formulator, Doug the unbelievable OHS nutritionist. That's Optimal Health Systems. I'm on the Optimal Health System. So are so many of my famous and non-famous friends, my rich and not so rich friends. They're all using Doug Grant. Doug, thank you so much for being on my show once again.
Thank you, bud. Look forward to season 8.
All right. Thanks for saving me time. I don't have to talk to you after this.
That's awesome.
Right on. Thank you.
Alrighty, for our next guest, we got a little bit of catching up to do, but thank you, Doug, for an incredible, and David for such a great intuitive session to understand how you guys reflect on your health, especially on a week-by-week basis, making sure that you're seeing the consistency and the progress that we all need. Now, we have two very, very, very special guests coming up. The first one is a very much repeat offender, and the second one is a Super Bowl champion, to say the least. So, kicking off with what is our first one, this is somebody that is very near and dear to David's heart and my heart as well. I could go on and on with all the accolades or all the incredible outlets that he's connected to, or the way that he truly helps others be accountable through his company, which is Accountability Inc. But more than anything, he truly, if you are looking for what is a true friend that will show up for you 25/8, not 24/7, but 25/8, that is Rhett Power. Rhett Power, my friend, welcome to the stage. We would love to hear what is your takeaway from Office Hours season number 8.
What's up, my brother?
And you guys know how to make somebody's Friday morning start out like in an amazing way. Thank you.
We do it Friday morning and Monday morning, right? So we get everybody going. I just want to say thank you before you give us the takeaway. I just want to thank you because in person, on the phone, email, social media, my shows, Rhett Power is, again, he is part of our system. He is more than family. I just want to thank you for what you do for our community.
Thank you, brother. And, thank you for having me in the community. It's life changing. We go into that for sure because the people you surround yourself with and bring into this community are they're doing amazing things, which is a great segue into season 8, right? I thought my word was grit, but when Doug started talking about resiliency, I thought, man, that's right. Because there's everybody that was on season 8 has got an amazing story. They were overnight successes. It took 20 years for most of them to be overnight successes, right? And there's just this amazing grit sitting in the green room before everybody was going on, and just spending the couple of days while we're filming there. You get to talk to everybody, you get to know everybody even better, and these people that you have on. I mean, I remember I met Damon a few years ago, probably 20 years ago now, when I was in the toy business. We did a toy together from Shark Tank, and just to see his rise since then, and continue to grow, and just everybody you had on the show. I mean, just amazing. So.
Well, you are one of those as well, and all tides rise, all ships, and Rhett's constantly trying to pour into us. I know we have a show almost every day, if not every week together. So catch Rhett Powers. He's a top 100 business coach in the world. Both of us trained by Marshall Goldsmith. He's a great speaker and, of course, entrepreneur. He's been there. He'll give you directions to where you want to go or better at Rhett Power. Rhett, thanks again, my brother.
Congrats for season 8. I can't wait to see it launch today. And so congrats, man.
Thank you, brother. I'll talk to you later. It's awesome to see you. Awesome. All right. Speaking of resilient, the next two guests are two of the most resilient people. They know success at the biggest level. Both are, when you understand the numbers behind them, are incredible. Nick, introduce CJ Anderson, Super Bowl champion.
I mean, you stole the thunder within itself.
I'm
Of
trying to
course, I
save
think
time.
he has his probably most pride today with how he serves what is the future generation of Super Bowl champions. But Super Bowl 50 champion himself, C.J. Anderson, he's an NFL vet and somebody that truly shows up for his community in terms of giving back up there in the Bay Area. Mr. Anderson, it's great to see you, my friend. I know it's been a little while. How you been? How is your feeling in terms of what was your experience on Office Hour season number 8?
Good morning, Nick. Hey, what's up, baby?
Hey, buddy.
The experience is great. I mean, I'm just listening to everybody, right? And it's kind of the same. It's the resiliency, right? It's the passion. Um, you know, I'm looking forward to season 8 for sure. And the reason why is because at least all of us, most of us, we got a lot in common. And I think the two biggest things we have in common is that resilience and grit, but it's the passion for other people, right? And I think that's what makes us successful, whether it's in business, whether it's in sports, whether it's a mix of both. Now I'm coaching with kids, right? So, and that's giving back, giving my all, pouring in, but what people not going to see, and that passion is late nights, that passion is neat asking for help and swallowing your pride at times. That passion is bringing your team members along, right, to make sure that they're doing their job or they're getting successful. Sometimes some people takes the glory way more than we do, and we're happy about that. So can't wait to see season 8, and that's kind of what you're going to see. So I'm happy about that.
I love it, CJ. And you and I are so close in the respect. As much as I was so proud of you for winning the Super Bowl with Denver, Super Bowl 50, one of the greatest moments as someone in sports, an executive in sports, was when you were sitting at my table and you were released by the Raiders. And we were talking about maybe it's time to retire. And I was like, no, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Rams, all these teams are going to want you, CJ, for the playoffs. And I could see a light in your eyes, just the acknowledgement of, just a reminder of what you're connected to. And I got to sit through every single game with your family all the way through the Super Bowl. And, it for me to vicariously see the resilience and the belief, and because, we all know, even whatever level it is, there comes a time where people laugh at you, they scoff at you, and they make fun of you. And then they applaud you if you're resilient. And you certainly were. You were running downhill and carried that team to the Super Bowl. And I've never been so proud. And now I've never been so proud as well as you're pouring in, getting your graduate degree, pouring into the kids at Cal and all over in your community. A lot of these players leave their communities and they go live in the neighborhood I live in with all the rich white people. And I'm a victim of this. I should have stayed in Akron, Ohio, but even LeBron moved out. So I'll take that. But you did, man. And it's a challenge, right? I get a lot more opportunity because I live in the neighborhood I live in. And I just want to say I acknowledge you. I appreciate you. I'm proud of you. I love you. And most importantly, CJ Anderson, I always have your back. Please come back to season 9 as well. Thank you, brother.
I definitely will, Dave. Love you too, man. Thank you, guys.
You got it. Thank you. All right. I'm going to make this guy cry because I don't get to see him very often, but I'm not going to steal your thunder because I know you may even love him more than I love him. He's handsome, he's brilliant, and he's bold. But go ahead, introduce one of my best friends.
Well, a lot of people know him for all the platinum records that he has on his wall, or of course I believe it's 80 million plus records sold. But truly what I love about him, especially today, is how he's changing the world with a movement in the gaming space and by building what is the Global Gaming League. I think he has a very special friend that's going to be joining us as well to even maybe share a little bit of his takeaway or experience from watching his dad on the big screen. But please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome the incredible Mr. Clinton Sparks. What's up, Clinton? Bring the energy. How we feeling? Happy Friday.
You said handsome, so I put him on.
I can see he's borrowing my pajamas.
Yeah,
they're a little small. They're a little small on him.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Good. How are you, dude? We haven't hugged in a couple months now. This is beautiful.
I know. I was flying with all the global gamers from Aspire. I was blessed to hitch a ride with Stella Jets and Dan Rue and Dan Fleischman and Tia and Alex and everybody is preparing for the Global Gaming League. the big event that's coming up. But you've been a big
By
part
the
of
way, the official jet of the Global Gaming League.
Yes, it is also the official jet of DME. I actually, Clinton, am sharing, and we bought a jet for and to utilize for Stella. So part of the reason I was down there meeting with her. So hopefully we'll be sharing one of the Stella jets together soon.
Nice.
But please, you've been a participant in almost everything I've asked you to do. Whenever you can, you fly in, out, you drive, you do whatever you can for our community. What was your biggest takeaway or quote or something that you got out of season 8?
Small and Oates. You and
That's
me.
right.
You and me being the New Holland Oates, being Small and Oates.
I love that, man.
But I mean, look, man, like I'll tell you, every time I come, me and you, we always have a good time together. So, while we're helping people get some game and get some advice and learn some paths to success, to me, none of it matters if you're not having fun while you're doing it. So you might as well have fun while you're also teaching it too. So I always have a good time when I'm on the show with you, man.
It's so interesting when I am around you, we share the same frequency, but we have a lot of past experiences that are similar, but we're very different people. You're like super cool, super dope. You speak differently than me. You dress differently, thank goodness, than me. You're just this amazing guy. And that's why we are Small and Oates, because as much as we're different, an odd couple in a sense, we are a couple, and we share this bond of having fun, doing our best, and being who we are. And that's one of the things I love about Clinton. He's not afraid when we're talking together. He's like, well, let me give you a different take on that. In other words, Dave, I don't agree with you, but let me show you what I think. And I love that. To that end, give me a little bit of an update, and everybody an update on the Global Gaming League, because being an advisor and a big part of your hopefully support in your success, I want everybody to know what's going on.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, the Global Gaming League is a league of celebrity-owned teams that compete in live events, playing everything from Call of Duty and Rocket League to Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, and everything in between, from Tekken to Tetris to Golden Tee Golf. Look at us like the NFL meets WWE meets the UFC, meaning the professionalism and the structure of traditional sports like the NFL, shout out CJ, the pageantry, theatric storylines, and smack talking like WWE. And much like the UFC, where you see two people compete that you otherwise wouldn't see compete elsewhere, here is where you would see like a Shaq's team versus like a Jessica Alba's team being owners. But unlike the NFL, which is one sport, one season, one region, we're all sports, meaning all game titles, we're all year, and we're global, from India to Asia, Middle East, North America, South America, Europe. It is the biggest entertainment platform in the world that's completely disconnected from mainstream pop culture in the streets. And the Global Gaming League is changing that. So on August 23rd, we launch season 0, which is T-Pain's team versus Neo's team. And if you haven't seen them online, smack talking already, they've been doing it for like a month, and we're gearing up for that. In fact, Daily Mail just did a whole TikTok about it on their page today. And we have Rich the Kid performing, and we have Flavor Flav will be in the building, like a whole bunch of people. David Meltzer, you better be in the building. So yeah, it's going to be really a red carpet event, be really exciting here in Las Vegas. So if anybody wants to get more familiar, wants to get involved and learn more about it, at Global Gaming League or globalgamingleague.com.
I love it. And when they get to the Scrabble competition, Dave Meltzer will be taking on my next guest and probably losing to her, I'm sure. Pac-Man was a little bit too advanced for me. Pong, maybe, but he does have every single game. It brings a community together of people who want to elevate who they are, and it's for everyone, which is why
everybody games
in some way or another. My beautiful friend Clinton Sparks, I will see you soon. Give me a call this weekend. I love you.
All right, buddy. Get familiar, guys.
Get my pajamas back. All right. Thanks, man.
All righty. We're going to
moving.
keep this train rocking and rolling with another one of our favorite guests here. And, when we talk about heart, which is something that definitely extends itself through all of our different seasons and all of our different content, it would not be complete with what is the Chief Heart Officer of VaynerX and VaynerMedia. And more importantly, I know she has a very, very exciting new book that's going to be coming out this October, which is Be Yourself at Work. And I know we got to get her all set and scheduled to come back on your podcast again, David, so we can make sure to promote that correctly. But please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage the lovely Ms. Claude Silver. Claude, it's great to see you.
Great to see you both. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Thank you.
Claude, you know, you can legally, I'll give, even though I'm a recovering lawyer, some legal advice. You can legally change your name to represent yourself. So Claude Platinum would probably be more representative to how I feel about you and how everybody who meets you feels about you. Whether it be my daughter or other people in my community, my friends, associates, anyone that I somehow feel needs help from you, you so graciously give them time, and the feedback I get it's so impactful. I love her. She changed my life, and why else live? In fact, my whole philosophy of receiving, and it stems from people like you, because I worry about people like you that are so giving, like my mom, that we don't realize that we're cheating other people when we don't receive, because the best feeling in the world is when we're able and capable of helping other people. And you are so able and so capable of helping so many people. I just want to acknowledge you. Every time you're present on one of my shows, it's a blessing. I'm going to do everything I can to get your book in everybody's hands, the airports, the hotel rooms, everywhere I am. But Claude, was there a particular thing that resonated with you? I know you've been on many seasons of many shows, but with season 8, was there something special that you could share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I thank you, David. I love you. You're my spirit animal, and you know that, like, right here. What I love about being on your shows is connecting to people, especially in the world that I don't touch, which is a lot of times the sports world, on a grand, like you're talking, major. You're on a major field. I would never in my life have connected with these people. And when we're talking about empathy and we're talking about the human and how to connect with humans, they're right there. Like, they're right there. That's not what I love about it, is that this is happening on a grand scale with people that are, GMs of major teams, or working for the NFL, or working on, legal for this. And they're right there with us. They're using the same, yes, they're using the same language, but it's the frequency that they're on that makes me feel like, yes, we've got this. Like, we are turning this incredible ship, or we're turning towards love. We're turning towards heart. We're turning towards generosity and humility. And we're turning to success as well with all of that. Success for each other. Because I guess the last thing I'll say is, when I've spoken to some of these guys, and they are the guys, it's very apparent that they come from a we, not an I.
It's so beautiful. And it is a community, and you're such a big part of the community. And I know that those guys, the baseball, football, basketball, the legendary sports executives, and others that surround themselves, they feel the exact same way about you. And they'll say things like, I never would have met somebody except for you, David Meltzer, somebody like Claude Platinum. She's amazing. And it is. And I am your spirit animal twin. I am the brown bear of of love. And it's so beautiful, because when I think of you and I think of sports, I just think about how deep our bench is. And a lot of people shit on the future generation. They have for thousands of years. It's the human nature to do so. Every previous generation was less entitled than the next one. And to that end, you absolutely are someone who helps our bench, and thousands of employees at Vayner, hundreds of thousands and millions of people who watch you and will read your book. It will elevate our future. And I just want to thank you for being so given. The only piece of advice every time I see you is, don't forget, if you don't receive, you're cheating people of feeling awesome. And so when people offer things to you, please say yes, yes, yes. It's okay to give it all away after you receive it. But you're killing the infinite loop of giving. I love Claude Silver. Please, when's your book releasing again, so everybody knows?
October 28th. This is just the galley, but October 28th. And yeah, I'm excited to get it into people's hands. It's time. It's really, really time. And you have taught me how to receive. And I asked you for an endorsement, and you were right there.
Of course.
So
And I'm going to be.
you teach me so much, Dave. You teach
Can't
me
wait.
so much.
Can't wait to finish the book, and everyone pre-order it. Be yourself at work. You can't find outside of you what you can't seek inside of you. Claude has taught me that. She is one of my best and bravest friends, and every time I see her, I don't want to let her go, but we got to get to Craig Goldberg, another sender individual who loves you. Thank you, Claude. I'll talk to you.
Love you.
I'll be in New York we'll be in New York for Aspire. Hopefully you can come out and see us.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
I love her. What a great
All right,
book.
I gotta get us back on course here, Dave, in the sense that we have 2 guests left and we got about 12 minutes. And
yeah, there's plenty of time, bro. I said 5 minutes a person. We're on time. Why?
What I was gonna say is I want to show some love.
About time.
Well, it takes one to know one. I want to show some. I want to show some love to somebody that we're gonna end in harmony with Craig Goldberg, but I want to show some love to somebody that has been patient for the entire training and was actually supposed to be our first guest. I'm talking about Marianne Rambola. She is the transformational NLP certified coach and the founder of Next Level Within. This is her first time and debut on what is Office Hours TV show. She's going to be coming back for many seasons to come. But Marianne, welcome. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you for your patience. Please share us some of your insights and your experience in Office Hours season.
First off, thank you for having me and waking up with such joy and inspiration and information, right? And it's always amazing to be in your presence, Dave, right? Whether, I'm a billionaire or not, having someone like me around to elevate, we have to be next to the people that have already done it. And that's what you permit in my life. And I'm just so grateful to have all of you there who are authentic and real and really seeking to help others as I do. So, being on your show as a guest is like, I'm just so grateful, right? To be in front of all these people who are so inspiring to the world, because I have worked with public figures, millionaires and billionaires. The thing that was missing for me was the authenticity in supporting in their transformation. Because if you don't want to transform your life, you're not going to. Because whether you have a coach, a mentor, or a guide, right? You have to want the desire to do so. So you keep me on track, Dave, in keeping the desire alive when we know that entrepreneurial path is a little bit rough or whatnot. You and your wife were here in Vegas and I was having a tough week and you're like, come on and see me. You make everybody your family, and everybody, no matter what level they're at on your show, has you feel like family there. And it's just a beautiful environment you have created, and allow people to invite people in.
I love that. And, what's so interesting is the show has different people from different backgrounds in different places in their career. And as much as we have Cameron Diaz and Deepak Chopra and Damon John and Gary Vee and all of these amazing people who have their own strategies, philosophies, and frameworks that help people, my mission is to empower 1,000 people like Marianne, who I know will empower 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people. And to that end, the importance of having community members like you that are true leaders, that are learning. Craig Siegel is another one as well. I mentioned earlier, who everybody goes through the meanings of their struggles to get to where they want to be. And you and I share a relationship with him, and he's meant so much to us. And I love the fact that, he's my biggest surprise. He's my most improved player, because when I met him, I wasn't sure he could ever be one of my 1,000. Unlike you, the instant I met you, I grabbed a hold of you and said, you're one of my 1,000 who's going to empower 1,000. So thank you for not letting me down. Thank Craig Siegel for not letting me down. You are a beautiful soul inside and out. More people need to learn from you. The journey within practice that you're helping and utilizing and making the lessons I teach your own and sharing those with your 1,000 to share with 1,000. I look forward to seeing you in Vegas for filming of season 9. I'll hopefully see you before then. Thank you, Marianne, for your patience, flexibility. I had no idea you were supposed to be the first person. Thank God Nick has grown his set and he's keeping me on time. So I appreciate you, Marianne. I love you. We'll see you soon.
Love you, Dave.
She's awesome. Those are the people that are most important to me. Nick, we have 7 minutes left. We are way ahead of schedule, I believe. Is that true?
We are a little bit ahead of schedule, and it is
only
time.
Because of you. Only because of you.
Well, I listen.
You're confident now. You're like, before you would like willow and be like, oh, I didn't know if I could interrupt you. Now you're like, fuck you, Dave. We got to stay on schedule. And then I tell you you're a freak of time and you're like, takes one to know one. I love Nick Glazer. He has grown a set. He is a leader. He's a Malbon ambassador. I'm not going to tell Travis Matthew, but I love him. Nick, let's stay on time. Who's our final friend who's joining us for season 8 of Office Hours?
It is time to get in harmony with ourselves, with our community, and more than anything, with the founder of In Harmony Interactive Technology. I don't even know what is the proper branding, to be completely honest with you, but all I know is if you are around Craig Goldberg, you will feel what is your energy uplifted. You will feel yourself completely at ease, and his technology will blow you away even more than his kind and gracious heart. Craig Goldberg, my friends, you are more than a repeat offender. It would not be an Office Hours season without you. And before I turn it over to you, one last reminder. I love you.
I love you. I love this family. Dave, I love you too. And what an honor to be here and to pull in the caboose at the same time. How awesome.
Yes, you are the Goldberg caboose. I love it. And you've been a big part of the family for a long time. You actually helped me with the show by bringing the Sound Lounge into the studio at the Wynn. And I do what's between, a 2-minute or 11-minute session determined upon how much time I have to center myself. And I have one in my home. It's changed my life, especially when I was grieving, heavily grieving when my mom passed. There's specific vibrations and frequencies, sound and vibration combination to change and heal quicker. Even the emotions, the unbelievable emotion of a broken heart. And I just want to thank you for enlightening me and showing me how In Harmony kept me in harmony, and when we're in harmony, how much intelligence, intuition, inspiration, and energy we can access. And you and I share so much. What was I know we went a different direction in this season 8. We normally get really woo-woo. So what was your takeaway feedback or, impressions of season 8?
So look, every time we do this, 5 seasons. I had to look it up: 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And what a blessing to be able to be in the studio all day, from morning until night, and to meet everybody that's coming through, to talk with everybody. It's so many incredible human beings that are all on a mission to make the world a better place. And you gather them all over 4 days of that shoot for each season. And I feel very lucky that I get to be there the entire time with a crew, with our tech, sharing, rejuvenating, helping people to feel their best, activating you in the morning and then again in the afternoon, going to the VIP dinners. The highlights for me are really about the connection and the deep drop-ins that are happening outside that studio while you're filming and shooting. There's a couple people that come in and out, but for the most part, folks are staying with you the entire day. They're staying for the VIP dinner at night. They are dropped in and aiming to provide value as best they can. Every single person that comes through that studio is there to give. And I feel very lucky to be able to share, not the tech so that I can give demos of the technology, so that people can really experience what my heart is all about and what I want to share with those around me on a regular basis, the power of sound and vibration. And yeah, we usually do talk about the woo-woo. We talk about what you can do to bring the body back in balance, what it means for mental and peak performance, and how sound and vibration can help. And this time we got to talk about the business. our business is exploding. That's in part to what we do with you and the exposure that we've had on office hours. It's also because I think there's a renaissance happening around us. I think more and more people are looking to take their health and wellness into their own hands. They're looking for ways that they can bring their body into a calm and relaxed state. And I think you hit the nail on the head, even as I get choked up thinking about how you use our tech with your mom passing. We're all grieving something. We all work. My parents just retired into my house. They've been using the Sound Lounge on a regular basis. My mom got 90 minutes of body work on our In Harmony massage table. She said it was a healing experience. She goes, that wasn't a massage. That was a healing experience.
It is.
And I feel very blessed and very lucky to be able to share what we do and how we do it. Instead of just talking about it, it's in the studio. And the 4 hosts that are interviewing me get to use the technology that morning. And it's a magical vortex of energy that is created when you all come into the studio. And I've been in that studio when we're not shooting office hours, and it's not even close to the same. The energy that's brought, that rapper. I reflect often on how we first met, how you popped into a conversation that you didn't even know who I was at the time at CES at Will's event, Launch Boom. And I feel very blessed and very lucky to know the people that are around you, to know the staff and the team that you have, which Nick Glazer is among the best of the best. And it's fun to watch him grow over the last 3 years. And it's fun to watch myself grow because I'm around your content, because I'm around you, and because I get to contribute to this incredible thing called Office Hours.
He's Craig Goldberg. If you want to live in harmony in a vibroacoustic environment, I am living proof of the healing that happens every single day. Come and join us in the studio and outside the studio at the Wynn in Las Vegas. He's the CEO and founder of In Harmony. Check them out. People are asking the name of the solution. It's the Sound Lounge, but there's many different things. Just go to IamInHarmony.com. What am I doing to interfere with it? It'll clear that interference. Craig Goldberg, thanks for joining me, brother. I'll see you very, 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 very soon. I love you.
I love you too.
All righty, here we go. We are right on time, Nick. It's 7 o'clock. Do not say a word. Let me just finish up real quick. I think Craig summarized what we do best. If you understand whether it's 1, experiential, 2, business development, and 3, post-production content. If you want to make more money, help more people, and have more fun, join our community.